It's Missing Person Monday, so let's talk about the disappearance of Trenny Teresa Gibson. On October 8th, 1976, she is a 16-year-old student in Tennessee, and her horticulture class is going on a surprise field trip. There's about 40 students, and despite that there's this many kids, the only adult supervision they have is the horticulture teacher, Mr. Dunlop. So on the bus ride to where they're going, she is sitting next to her brother's friend, Robert Simpson. And when they arrive, which is Smoky Mountain National Park, she leaves all of her belongings on the bus except for her lunch. They are supposed to hike the trails to this area called Andrews Bald and then meet back at the bus for 3:30. She starts hiking with Robert. She gets cold because she left her jacket on the bus, so Robert gives her his blue jacket. They reach the bald at about 1:30, have lunch together, and then, according to Robert, he wants to go track a bear. So Teresa is like, Trini is like, I'm going to go back to the bus, and she leaves him. On the way back to the bus, she does encounter some other students. One girl named Bobby does hike with her for a little bit, but then they encounter two other students, and they want to sit down for a break. Trini doesn't, so she leaves them to go back to the bus. They said she seemed very eager to get back to the bus. They can see her ahead on the trail, and she bends down, and then she takes a step to the right off the trail, and then she is never seen again. So at about 3:30, all the students are back, and the teacher waits about 10 minutes before he goes looking for Trini after realizing she's not there. After not being able to find her for a good half hour, he sends the bus back to school with the rest of the kids, and then he and the park ranger search for about an hour before they call in more help. Trini's parents aren't informed about her disappearance for another 5 hours, but this would launch the biggest search in the entire park's history. Where she was last seen, they do find 3 cigarette butts and an empty beer can, and then they bring in scent dogs that track her last location to the edge of a road where they also find more cigarette butts. So it's possible that she was either taken and dragged to the road, or she got lost, reached the road, and got into a car, and something unsavory happened to her there. After her disappearance, one student would end up with her star sapphire pendant and ring that she wore that day. This girl wouldn't say how she got a hold of them, said she would give them back to the parents, but never did. Another person of interest was this kid named Kelvin Bowman, and he had broken into Trini's room at one point. The mom comes home, finds him in the room, shoots him in the foot. He ends up doing several months in jail, and apparently at court he threatens Trini, so he was a person of interest. They also looked at Trini's mom because it was rumored that she and Kelvin, Trini and Kelvin, had a relationship, and Trini was white and this guy was black, and racism still runs deep, But this doesn't make any sense because nobody knew where they were going until they actually arrived, so Trini's mom wouldn't have known where they were. The lead theory is that she must have gotten lost and succumbed to the weather, but aside from finding Bobby's blue jacket, they've never found any trace of Trini.